Hi, welcome to my demo of HTML5 canvas. Today we are going to simulate a 2D oscilloscope. Okay, and keys 2 over here, and what I'm going to explain is again split it into 3 steps since this is a little big. In these 3 steps, how we're going to go through is through via code. So first let me explain a little bit of small, you might call it algorithm if you like, okay, of how the oscilloscope is simulated. If you know what is an oscilloscope, according to the sound input you see some waves that come around in some speakers and players. I thought of, okay, let's do this in HTML5, but remember I do not have any sound input as such, and I am not being able to link it through my HTML5 code, but what I just want is some random oscilloscope. Just wanted to put it behind some background or something. Okay, so when we start from this line, note we have to take, say I'm going to assume I'm going to start from the middle of the screen, that is from here. I'm going to start from here, and there is going to be some randomness on top to bottom, and when I keep on moving forward, right? So that's when, okay, random, okay, little bit of random here, and boom, there will be some randomness. So this is y and this is x. So x will move steadily on the right side, whereas y will have the center starting from here plus or minus 1 with some amount of randomness, right? So this idea is what I'm going to use in my demo. Now splitting it to 1 to 3, I'm going to go for step 1. So whatever you're familiar in the previous tutorial, a little bit more, this is some standard code because to get the width and height, because there are Firefox assumes client document.body.client height and document element.client height has some value. Internet Explorer does not even consider body.client height for some reason. To forget about all the bullshit of all the browsers, this code, if you paste it in any browser, it's going to give you the width and height. Okay, I call one main function to draw and alter the canvas. Here is the global variable for the width and height. Printf get random. Get negate is my own, well, some function which I thought about to return plus or minus 1 at random. If you note the initial discussion, I just wanted this little randomness around. So I wanted something that returns plus or minus 1 so I can multiply things with it. Color to hex as same function, just some standardization over here and there. Okay, first I draw the canvas. I want to print the frames per second also. Soon I'll be explaining in step 2. Alter canvas, it will have reset, we'll redraw. So first we'll finish the function declarations, and next, if the context exists, only do all this. Global alpha I'm setting it to 1 because I want the oscilloscope to display properly with the line width as thin as 1 is enough. And we initiate the frames per second when we get the context and if it is valid, right? And redraw is when we keep on redrawing the oscilloscope, and yes, we have to update the frames per second there. Next, 2 frames per second. This is some common code required. This is last time, frames, update frames, total time, update time. Okay, this is to initiate, that is the first time. Okay, so before anything works out, I'll get the first time, and once I update, say between a time interval of 1000 millisecond, which is 1 second, so that's how the browser is going to take it, because your set interval is based on that only, right? So I'll get the time over here, I'll get the current time. So now minus the last time, that is the first when I took it, will be the difference delta. And now what I'll do is I'll set the last time to now, so that next time when I call update frames per second, I'll get the right delta. Okay, total time is equal to total time plus delta. Obviously update time will be update time plus delta. Frames I'll increase plus 1 each time I update, and update frames plus 1. So if it is in 1 second, then I'll print the FPS document element. If you note, I have printed this part. Here is the ID that you are looking for, FPS. Okay, so the inner HTML, that is the here the content inside here, I'm going to update with this value, with frames divided by total time, and update frames divided by update time would give the current frames, and this would give you the total average frames. Note, I am resetting the update time and frames, not like the normal frames and total time, so that you know what is the total average from frames and total time, and update frame or update time. Okay, color to hex, again return random colors. Now coming to the part where it is updated, if you notice, most of the code will be same from before, right? Till here I think you will not have a problem. Next, and from here you will not have a problem. It's the same code, right, as understood previously. Now what am I doing in alter canvas, the extra part? I have set redraw function. Okay, so first, movement of x and y. Now I am going to move x and y towards the right side, right? So this is a minor example of how I would divide 11 points on the x-axis. So the denominator, that is 1 by 4, 1 by 16, it's as simple as this. It's as simple as this. Say I want to divide 0 to 1 into 4 parts. How would you do that? It will be 0, it will be 1 by 4, it will be 1 by 2, and then 3 by 4 and 1, right? So this is how you divide it. Same logic I'm going to apply here. Okay, so the 1 by nth part will be my main counter. Okay, that is movement from to x direction. Remember this part. Okay, so I'm not splitting into 4 parts. I'll split into how much I like, that is n parts. I'm choosing 1000 locations. So the number of divisions within that 1000 locations would be 1 by n, right? Simple. Now we took care of n and one main counter. You understand that right now. Okay, now I need an incremental value to reach till 1. Remember, it is 0 to 1. I need an incremental value to do this part. Remember, I have divided by 1 by n, right? So if I keep on adding 1 by n, blah 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 blah, so n by n will become 1. Simple math. Okay, same thing is being applied over here. This counter is going to be used for addition of main counters. Counter is equal to counter. Now first I said counter as 0. Before that, two aspects, stroke style and fill style. This is stroke style. This is fill style. I hope that clarifies most of your doubt. Stroke would be red, fill will be black. As simple as that. Now just to give a randomness to the stroke, I have used the color to hex function to give it. I update the frames per second beforehand itself. Either way, it will call redraw again within the interval. So yes, it will give you the okay update FPS. I'll reset the frame so that it doesn't purge over. Example would be, say, and then if I don't reset, it's going to do and it's going to look like a mess. So rather it will be like a refresh and refresh, and it will show an oscilloscope. Okay, so we took care of these 4. This logic I hope you understood. It's simple. And for the y-axis, as I explained before, height divided by 2. I'm taking the center of the screen, give a little bit of randomness in the plus or minus 1 sector from the center. Okay, so while I do a stroke, I'm going to use line 2. So that's a line to this, line to this, line to this, line to this, something like this. So I'm going to use several line 2s until I reach my counter value. So to do that, line 2, you first begin path and close path, and then stroke. Fill is to fill this style. So a little bit of more color jitter, which I'll show you. So loop through the counter while moving through X. width into counter. Why width into counter? Remember, this is x and counter is set as 0, and each time I am adding the main counter 1 by n, so it will move one part over and forward. Okay, and move y will be the same logic, height divided by 2, get a random value and multiply by negative, so that it gives a little bit of movement. Again line to move x, move y, and that's it, we are done. So finally let's see how step 3, just will show you with the frames per second and the below part. You can do a little more logic to stabilize this, but yes, I like it a little flashy over here. Thank you for watching my demo on oscilloscope. Remember, all code is available in https://sites.google.com/sites/keys2. It will be under the just JavaScript function. This is a demo reel on a 2D oscilloscope simulation. Thank you.